Chapter 11. Shall I go to a doctor? The question is not whether you shall or shall not go to a doctor, but whether you need a doctor and whether you have faith in him. When we understand that there is one principle of healing, vis matericus natura, inherent in all living things, and that all methods of healing employ and cooperate with the one, we shall see doctors, nurses, hospitals, medicines, and external appliances as spiritual ideas through which God works. The really vital and important thing, after all, is not the method or means employed in healing, but the patient's degree of faith or acceptance. Jesus said, "Thy faith hath made thee whole." Destroy this faith and you kill the virtue of the method. Faith in medicine and faith in God produce the same result. If God is omnipresent, he is in one place as much as in another. He must be then as present in a pill or a plaster as he is in a spiritual treatment. Then why use medicine at all? Why not rely upon spiritual means altogether and abolish all others? Individuals live on different levels of mental acceptance, just as they did in the days of healing miracles of Jesus. Even a cursory reading of the biblical records of healing will show that he always suited his therapy and teaching to the plane upon which he found the person in need. Some persons were healed at a great distance by his spoken word. Others were healed by the laying on the hands. One woman was healed by touching the hem of his garment. In the case of the blind man, Jesus anointed his eyes with clay. Why clay? Was there any magic or virtue in the clay? No, he used it because he knew the need of the blind man for some material sign upon which he could pin his faith. Let us be sensible about our religion. Let us keep our feet on the ground. If our consciousness is not high enough at the moment to demonstrate over our physical ills, let us call a doctor. Let us use both the spiritual and the material. If we need the crutches of material actions and of other therapies, let us use them and bless them until we no longer need them. If there is but one healing principle in the universe, and if God is all, medicine and metaphysics are two ends of the same thing. They are but two paths to the same goal. Faith operates through both, and God heals through both. The doctor cannot heal you by himself. Why is it that one person does better under hospital treatment than another? Why is it that one accelerates his healing and another retards it? The answer to these questions are found in the attitude and prevailing state of mind of the patient. He may be positive or negative, responsive or unresponsive. If he is inclined to resist mentally the things that are being done for him, he will set up a state of tension and confusion in his body. If he is unfriendly toward his environment and toward the methods of therapy being administered, he will delay his healing. It is imperative, therefore, that one not only control his reaction to the external forces about him, but also that he keep his thinking true. There is a right way and a wrong way to do everything. The right way to cooperate in a hospital is to maintain a calm, loving, receptive, and happy spirit, and to agree with and to bless everything that is being done. This acceptance and approval are the patient's part in the healing process. To ignore the responsibility handicaps the doctor and nurses and prolongs the illness. To get quick and good results in medical as well as in metaphysical therapy, the treatment must be a cooperative enterprise between patient and doctor. Why do we lay so much stress upon the patient's part in the healing process? Because all healing in the final analysis is self-healing. Dr. Titus Bull, the great neurologist, said, "Matter is spirit at a lower rate of vibration. When a patient is cured, it is the spirit in the cell doing the healing according to its own inherent pattern. No doctor ever yet cured a patient. All he can do is to make it possible for the patient to heal himself. We stress prayer and the practice of truth in every mode of healing to condition and equalize the body force. When the body forces are balanced, the healing principle works with greater precision, momentum, satisfaction, and effect. When the old chronic, putrefying, and adverse thought barriers have been removed, the Spirit arises in us and heals us. The Word becomes flesh. Riding two horses at the same time. Before one can successfully employ the metaphysical principle in healing, he must first have faith in the power above and beyond himself. To the metaphysician, faith is just as impersonal and automatic as the principle of life itself. It acts only on those things that the individual believes to be real. If a man believes that God is real and that disease is real, he has divided faith, and the faith that he has in God is negatived by the faith that he has in disease. Therefore, metaphysics must be called in to solve the problem. If we cannot on the physical plane have faith in God, which is not negative, but the contrary faith we have in something else, then we must somehow learn to get behind the outward appearance of things and think upon a plane where the disease or other form of evil does not, as a matter of fact, exist. What does one find when he goes beyond the outward appearance of things? Just what the physicists find when he resolves matter back into its basic elements. He learns that the real world is spiritual and that it is wholly good. Please do not misunderstand this point. The true metaphysician does not say that there is no evil on the relative plane. He knows that everything on the plane is just as real as it is supposed to be. But he does say that evil must not be recognized or empowered with faith. He believes with St. Paul that faith must be directed to God only. The metaphysician overcomes evil by the principle of non-resistance or non-recognition. He refuses to give power to evil in his thought or action. He looks through the evil to God. The reason we have gotten such poor results in practice is that we've been trying to ride two horses at the same time. We have been trying to follow two ideas and get one result. We have tried to be in the darkness and in the light at the same time. The metaphysician knows this to be an utter impossibility, and so seeks to inculcate within each individual an understanding of the universe that is compatible with faith. When this understanding has been reached, everything else will take care of itself. Everything will fall into its right place. Two heads are sometimes better than one. The old saying, two heads are better than one, refers to the combined power of two minds. Often when we become involved in sickness, conflict, or disagreement, we must have outside help in order to restore harmony. It makes no difference whether we call the person who aids us practitioner, healer, or friend. His one and only function at such a time is to help us get a clear conviction or inner realization of the truth that is to make us free. He unites his clear consciousness with ours in the objective we are seeking to demonstrate and continues the point of touching it. Then as we hold the objective in consciousness, it manifests itself in experience. Jesus expressed this same law when he said, "If two of you agree on earth as touching anything they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven." If then one man has a certain power of mind, two men would have twice as much power. And if either or both would call upon Spirit in its universal mode to contribute towards securing a specific design, the aggregate would be limited only by the imagination of the men. It is like the two poles of a magnet. When Professor Henry of Princeton experimented with the lifting power of a magnet, he suspended a large magnet from a rafter and lifted a few pounds of iron. He then wrapped the magnet with wire and charged it with a current from a small battery. Instead of only a few pounds, the now highly charged magnet lifted 3,000 pounds. This is what will happen when two or more people agree in mind that they can call upon the universal mind to contribute its power and intelligence. Belfourche, South Dakota, needed rain to save the crops and fill the reservoir. L.A. Glear, publisher of the Northwestern Post, advertised to it. He ran an ad in the paper asking for 2 or more inches of rain by the following Wednesday midnight. Imagine the interest he aroused. Everyone wanted rain, but all had mentally speculated on not getting it. Now they all joined in hoping that the ad would prove effective. They changed their thinking on the drought and its effect to thoughts of rain and its benefit. It is now history that 6 hours after midnight on Thursday, following the indicated Wednesday, it rained 2 inches or more.